Hey, what's up guys, this is Astranox. Straz came out, he's plus 15. I built him with speed set and crit set on a Warhorn, and he's dealing some tremendous damage. He's able to one-shot, the healthiest hero on their team. He's dealing a lot of damage on the other three heroes, and then the skill 2 seems to have even a better multiplier than skill number 3. Maybe it's because there's less targets, so there's like a higher multiplier that kicks in the lower the amount of targets, and yeah, it's very good for cleanup and very effective to remove their buffs. So far I'm really enjoying using him, and I feel like it's pretty much easy mode climbing. Like, you could probably climb all the way to legend in arena if you're just tank busting. You're just taking out Fallen Cecilia, because Fallen Cecilia is everywhere. The issue is Politis. Politis, if you're using a hero that boosts combatness, use a non-attack skill, then yeah, it will trigger her. But what I've been doing is use Assassin Sid to just take her out of the picture, and then I would just deal with the rest of the team. So I have a lot of battles with different playstyles. I even cleave with Flan, so there's some buff removal, and then there's of course the sweet defense break, and I push Straz. If you're looking for an emulator, new phone, or you're simply hungry, check the description of the video. So Straz, as you might have noticed, he has a lot of speed. So with that build, I'm able to go first. He's my first damage dealer, and that's what you want to do, because if you don't do that, well, you're gonna deal damage with your other cleaver, right? And they still have Fallen Cecilia, so or like Crow, whatever. There's gonna be a knight with barrier. There's gonna be a knight with Aureus, and what happens is that you're gonna be dealing much less damage. But if Straz goes first and he's taking out that knight with that Aureus, then you're gonna be dealing more damage against them, and that's why I had to scale his speed, which was not easy. That's the thing. His base speed is not that high. So he's got speed on the main stat on his boots. He's on a speed set, and I had to get quite a bit of speed on his substats. So I could have had, an attack set on him. I could have had much more attack, but I would have to sacrifice a lot of speed for that, which means he would not go first unless I was pushing him with auxiliary lots. Now, if I pushed him with auxiliary lots, well, that's all well and good in arena, but arena is easy, right? Like, you could pull it off, no problem there. Now when it comes down to RTA, auxiliary lots gonna get banned. Auxiliary lots, maybe they pick him first, or they outspeed him with Cerise. So I prefer to just go the route with having speed on my Straz, and what happens is that I could just use speed imprints on like Surefire, Shuri, Vildred, to name a few, and then that will allow me to potentially not even have to use a combatness booster. I could have, Charles, I could have Ian give the attack buff to Straz. Those are ways to go about it, right? I've been stacking some imprints, right? Attack imprint, which allowed him to get even more attack, which was easier for him to penetrate more of their defense. The hero with the highest maximum health on their team, it's an easy one-shot. Like, I'm seeing like 45,000 plus, easy peasy. Don't even have that much attack, but you need to get that attack buff on him. If you don't get the attack buff, well, you will need some crazy amount of attack on him. The good thing with having speed on him is that if you get that skill 3 to go off, it might end up being a 3v4 scenario. You already took down their tank, and then he's invincible. Like, he cannot take damage unless they remove that buff, and then they can proceed to deal damage to him. But yeah, he just stays alive. It's great. It's not even immortality, so they're not even taking some health off of him, and it allows you to just get that skill 2 guaranteed unless they disrupt him. And the skill 3 into the skill number 2 with attack buff just deals so much damage, it's ridiculous, completely insane. He feels overpowered considering the fact that I was able to deal that much damage with that much speed on him. So that means is that you're going to be able to build him more tanky and maybe drop some of that speed, and you can definitely support him and keep him in the battle, and he's still going to be a reliable hero to just take out their one tank. And that's great to have, because now, you know, Arbiter Village is getting banned in RTA, let's say. Well, Straz gonna get let through. That's the thing. Like, they're not gonna be able to ban both, no matter who they are banning. Like, you know, if they ban Straz, that means you're gonna be able to have your other 4 heroes. And if they pre-ban Straz and they have first pick, then yeah, maybe they go and they pick Arbiter Village, let's say. It really depends on your playstyle. But if you like to play Bruiser playstyle, you can definitely put some bulk on him and he's going to be able to survive no problem. I don't feel like it's going to be hard. Yes, he's got low 5000 HP and defense is what, 550, around that. So he can definitely scale and he can definitely increase his survivability, on top of him having invincibility, which is amazing. But he's definitely super reliable. Now the skill 1 allows him to cycle faster. That 20% combat genius increase is definitely great. So that means you could definitely have him on a counter set. I don't see why that wouldn't work. Now if you have him on a slower build, you can definitely put a Hell Cutter 4-star warrior artifact to good use. That means he's going to be able to get a lot of attack and you're going to be able to have much less crit chance on him. And as you and the enemy take turns and he's slower, so he goes like last, you're going to be able to build that crit chance, and you could technically build him with some like 80% crit chance. And the attack is going to go up as well with the Hell Cutter. And it's a 4-star artifact, so that's good. Not hard to get a lot of value out of that. Not hard to actually max out. Now you could definitely use Portrait of the Saviors, but like I said, if you have him on a slower build, Hell Cutter is gonna work better for you. Now I have him on the what is it? The Warhorn artifact from Guild War. Now you could use him as a supporting hero. Like, even though he's, let's say you use him to just one-shot that tank, but you're also boosting the damage of the rest of the team. Now you can get him to triple S memory imprint very easily because it's 10 gold transmit stone in the shop for each imprint. So you buy 5, you're good, triple S, and now you have attack percentage for the rest of the team. What is it, like 10.6%? Now you have that, and let's say you have Warhorn Guild War artifact on him. Now you're giving over 20% attack for your other damage dealers. So that's pretty juicy right there. And he's still, no matter what, he's still gonna one-shot that tanky hero because he's gonna penetrate their defense by 100% very easily. So Fawn Cecilia doesn't have much attack, and the difference will allow him to have 100% defense penetration because you have attack buff on him. But it's quite crucial that you do get attack buff on him. You can see, like, it's overkill damage when you have defense brick with Flan. It's pretty ridiculous what you're able to do. You don't need Flan, that's the thing. Like, that's pushing it, like, because Flan requires a hero that remove their buffs, and I'm doubling up on that. I'm using Benevolent Roman and Briar Witch Hysteria, so if one fails, I still have the other one, which I kind of like. And Briar Witch Hysteria can have an attack percentage memory imprint, and Benevolent Roman has for back and top position attack percentage. So it works quite well together. So that means Straz is going to have more attack, and you could have a lesser amount of gear on him and still manage to do some serious numbers, and will penetrate a high amount of their defense. The ignore effect resistance on skill 2 is beautiful. I love it. That means, like, supporting heroes on the enemy team could have, no matter how much effect resistance they have, that 15% innate resist will not kick in. You're just gonna reliably remove their buffs, and it's great. It's definitely great. And the skill number 1 with the 20% combativeness push on himself, you have him on a counter set, or if you get him to be called into a dual attack during the battle, that means you're gonna be able to cycle faster with him. Now he has Warhorn the way I built him, so he's also getting combativeness out of that when 3 of the enemy's turn end. And I tried him on Portrait of the Saviors, and I felt like I didn't need the extra damage unless I'm desperate for having him cleave harder. But you will be losing some attack, and you will not help the team as much. So yeah, there's really different ways to go about it. You know, your league, where do you stand, who you're fighting, and your gear level. What's the rest of your team? How many like attack percentage imprints you have? And if you're not getting attack buff on him, then of course you're gonna want as much attack on himself as possible. But he can still be used, you know, as a tank buster if he's built, you know, without, like, let's say the team doesn't have a combativeness booster, right? As long as you're faster than them, you're gonna be just fine. And here he doesn't have attack buff. I wanted to show how much damage he's able to do. And it was about just going first, so I stacked speed imprints with Fire Fury and Vildred, and it allowed me to go first with DJ Bazaar, which doesn't have high base speed. So he still deals pretty decent damage, and like I said, the skill 2 is great for cleaning up, because the multiplier, the damage goes up the lower the amount of targets. So that means, like in a Guild War scenario, 3v3, he's going to be dealing more damage. And yeah, sometimes Guild Wars are problematic to clean up. Sometimes I feel like in PvP, he's definitely an amazing addition if you are offense-based. You gotta wait and see, test him out as a bruiser and see how he performs. I might pull him on other of my accounts because he seems quite invaluable. I mean, you can do just fine without him, but I feel like he's such a big threat and he's an easy ban for the enemy. Or, I mean, that's always good. If you can bait their ban and then you can have another of your high threat, like a very dangerous hero, get into the battle, that's great. So overall, very good experience with him. I'm definitely going to be trying him out in Guild War. I'll try him out in RTA. I can't wait until the RTA is up so I can put him to the test. It's going to be a ton of fun, especially on this first account of mine. Very high offense, very high speed, always a good time. So yeah, we'll see. I'll definitely try him with other builds. I could have my Seaside Bellona's gear on him, you know, high attack and immunity set. So we'll see what kind of damage he's able to do, and let's see also how much bulk he's gonna get out of you know, the stat that I have on my SSB. I'm curious about that. But yeah, let us know what you guys think about Straz. Have you pulled for him? Did you get lucky? Did you pity? How did you build him? To be honest, I would like to have him on a speed and immunity set instead of a crit set. So we'll see what I managed to do. But I really like him going first. Here I needed the speed imprint to make sure I outspeed Bazaar just in case. But yeah, you could definitely climb quite high in arena with him. He's great to bust tanks. And here I didn't have enough attack. Kayron had more than me, so I could not remove his buffs. So that was unfortunate. If you're looking for an emulator, a new phone, or you're simply hungry, check the description of the video. That's it for this one, guys. Let us know what you guys think about Straz in the comment section. I'm Astranox. Good luck with all you do. Peace out for now.